Well, welcome to Cameshiar Reviews. We are talking about Ready to Love. Are you guys ready? Because I know I am, child. Yes. Let's get started. Let's talk about the Queen and the King, Tommy. Nephew Tommy's house is everything. Not only that, his relationship with his wife is everything. Okay? It's a beautiful thing to hear a couple speak after all these years like they still in love with each other, like they literally know each other and work with each other. He says when he's outside with a glass of wine, he going through something, and she says I give him his space. I mean, so Tommy drops a bomb off like he always does and says, okay, we're going to do something different this time. We're going to have the exes meet your potential next. So we're going to start with Vernisha. First of all, how's our dude from New Orleans? Baby. And then we have, of course, Joel from New Orleans. So when they said, it really wasn't like a bad situation. I felt like, to be honest, Vernisha and her ex seemed, when they was talking and everything, they seem like they still have a good chemistry a little bit to me, but she really does like Joelle. The part that we finally got a little clear up on, well, I'm connecting it. I might not be right. You remember when on the last episode when they had the little gentlemen's lounge, and Joelle was talking. He made comments about communication, not communication, about how he had a phone call with Venetia, and it made him feel some type of way. But then when she's sitting here with his ex, and her ex is fine, love it. She starts talking about communication, and she was hungry, and they had somewhere to go. 3 hours, 4 hours later, she hears nothing, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, some change of plans," but you didn't communicate with her. And I do understand that. Of course, there's two sides to every story, but if we have something to do, if we have something to do together, and then out the blue, you don't show up or call like, "Oh, I had something else to do." Bye. 4 5 hours later, I'm gonna feel some way about that. So I'm thinking that was the conversation that Joelle was speaking of. But then Joelle comes to the point where he asks her ex, "Is she clingy?" And he said no. So I'm like, Joelle, what else you got? At the same time, we have Ron going to meet Alexis' ex. Now, you know that Alexis is religious, and we also know Alexis Fly. My bad. Let's say the Fly. That not only that she's religious, and so the man, her ex, I think, like she said, she led him to that path as well. So Ron, when he was talking, I felt like he wasn't taking the situation very seriously to me, especially when he says, "Oh, I ain't gonna pray about it. I'm just gonna do something about it," or something like that. And I was just like, first of all, you're meeting her ex, who is I think he's a preacher, or they're in religion. I don't want to assume anything. And your statement to them was, "Oh, I'm not gonna pray about it. I'm just gonna," and they be laughing about it. It's almost like he was making a mockery of her religion, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong, incorrect about it. He may just be like that type where it's like something as serious as this, he's just laughing, because he laughed a lot, and it seemed like I want to say, is it a nervous laugh, or is he literally just like that? Now, I mean, if a person is a certain type of way and they're being honest with themselves and then you have to just take them for who they are. But he left the church. He's a little jaded by it. He felt like, he saw something in church wasn't right. I can relate to some of that because I had my own issues, probably still have feelings towards the church from when I was younger. So I was like, okay, I kind of get what he's saying. I just think the way he was saying it, maybe, I don't know, it just didn't come off. It just didn't come off in a good way. I don't really know how to say it. I'm saying it came out kind of yucky. So when I was listening to them talk, as far as Alexis and her ex and everything, it just was seeming like to me, it was in this episode for a few couples. I feel like this was like a come to Jesus moment. This is gonna solidify our relationship. This is gonna be a no to our relationship. You know, just a lot of different things. I understood why Joel was saying that he felt like that, well, not felt, when he asked the question, is she clingy? Calling a man, whatever, 2 times, too many times, a man thinks you're clingy. Okay? So I don't know how deep it goes, and I'm pretty sure we'll find some of this stuff out the reunion, because Venetia seems like she's the type of person that will, you know, say what's on her mind. And I really hope that I can have her on here as well to ask her. But I do feel like, and what? Joel is giving me Happy Days tease. I love Joel and his accent and everything, but he looks so cute with the red. I was like, he's giving me Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days, Wednesday. Let me stop if I get a copyright. Let me stop. I can sing that whole song. Okay, I told you guys I'm a square. Yeah, I don't tell you. But he was giving me that. Hey. Y'all don't know about no Fonzie. Google it. I don't have time to explain. So, Alexis, I feel like in that moment when she was sitting there with her ex and when she was sitting there with Ron, I think she really had made a decision. I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying it was there. It was there where it's like, I don't think we can rock. Because you think about it. When she went, okay, let me not skip ahead. I'm sorry. I went too far ahead. Let's talk about Liz and her ex. Let me say something, Liz. First of all, your ex is fine. Okay, let me rephrase that. Your ex is not fine. Your ex is fine. I love a man with a beard. Before I get to there, y'all know I do this all the time. So Venetia took the ladies to a mini bar. I thought that was a really cute idea. Okay, they all went to the mini bar to go talk. Now, what I'm noticing about the women, I'm not gonna say catty, but I'm gonna say things are coming out. You know, you can only be for so long, because things are changing as far as who's choosing who, right? Now, I know they have people who would sponsor these TV shows, and I get it, but I thought the Seagrams was cute. How they would, she would ask them about the dude, and then she would say, tell me about your dude, I'll make a drink based on who you like. So, of course, Venetia picked Joel. And I think that Alexis Fly, she chose AJ, a drink describing AJ. I don't think, did she choose Ron? I know that Cara chose Jason for the drink. Well, I call it Jason. And then, of course, Liz, you know, chose David. Maybe Ron, maybe she did say Ron. I'm sorry, I don't know. So anyway, they're getting their feet pampered. They're talking. It looks like a real nice establishment. I'm not gonna front. I mean, I was like, look, they got roses in the water and everything. I'm like, look, I know it's probably high as a kite, but I'll pay for something that the treatment and the couple services, everything. So they're drinking, you know, they're kind of comfortable and just talking about things. No, maybe it wasn't AJ. Maybe she did say Ron. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna correct me anyway. So anyway, Kyra is saying she doesn't want to let go of AJ. Not yet. But then Kyra is like, you know, Jason, and then all of a sudden Liz is like, oh yeah, you know, that kiss and everything. And Kyra, she didn't say it out loud, but Kyra's like, okay, well, I want to taste from David then. Liz was like, that's fine. I was like, baby. Kyra's like, does everybody know Jason is my number one? We know number one should be the hashtag of this entire season. Who's number one? So anyway, let's move on. I know the ladies are talking and again they're out in the open, and it was a little bit of catnip, but not that much. But they're really just kind of being happy and being, just talking about different things. I think only there was also talking about who was kissed and who was not kissed, and it's only been Liz and Kyra. That's it. But I want to get to Liz since we're talking about Liz right now. Liz met with her ex, and they seem very. When I mean a relationship, like not intimate or anything, you can break up with your. Let me tell you something. When the ex walked in with his hand in his pocket or whatever he had, a swag, Liz. I think your ex is fine. Okay, I'm sorry. I already said that like 4 times, but he is fine. See, I don't always say that about a dude, but I like me a dude with a little salt and pepper, got the beard, and I'm sorry. I kind of got lost. Anyway, so Liz broke it down to her ex about what happened, which something we did not know. As that off camera, when David got his chance with, he had his friends and everything, when, she was meeting the friends in the last episode, he brought up the kiss. Oh, like talking about, oh, did you kiss somebody today or what? Oh no, he said, what did you do today? And then in front of his friends, he was like, did you? Oh wait, hold on. I think he said, did you kiss somebody today or something? Oh, did you kiss Jason again? I'm sorry, y'all. Look at my notes. First of all, why would you say that in front of your friends? That's the first time she's meeting your friends. So why would you say, did you kiss Jason again? If you didn't feel any type of way about her kissing Jason, and like I said in my last video, Liz did not have to tell David that she kissed him. They're in a process. They are dating other people. She chose to tell David that because she was being respectful to me. And she was showing David her loyalty as well. So you take that because you feel some type of way about him kissing her. And Liz did not say out to kiss Jason. Jason kissed her. So bringing that up in front of friends that, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend for the very first time, you get to meet them. Then all of a sudden, they say, oh, did you kiss somebody today? I would feel serious type of way about that. So being that this is her ex and they're friends, you can tell they're friends. He says he felt taken back by her ex and came out the gate swinging. And then I think he made the comment. He was like, "It's it's a pleasure to meet you," or something like that. And then he said, well, I got some things to talk to you about. He said, I guess it's not a pleasure. And then when he asked the ex, when was the last time y'all been intimate? I'm like, bro, what in the world? You're meeting her ex to find out more for y'all relationship. You worried about who she kissed? You worried about when the last time they talked or whatever? He obviously feels some type of way, especially with the whole thing with Stacy and the phone or whatever. I know that he talked to me about that on the live, and he kept speaking about a safe place. And then when the ex was like, what about a safe place for her? Because prior to you coming here, she shared with me that she told you something in confidence. That you kissed somebody else and he felt betrayed because you mentioned it in front of your friends. Hello. And then he starts to talk, and I didn't really see where he answered the question. Now, he kept saying, I want you to be more comfortable. I have to learn you. And I understood what he meant by that. I have to get to know you. But to me, that's automatic. Why would you say that in front of friends that you know she did not know? So I really do think that the kiss bothered him. I think once Jason kissed her, it was a wrap for him. And this is just my opinion. And then when he got to meet her ex, It was sealed. I don't want nothing to do with Liz. Because if you remember the last deliberation, he even said his own words, me not saying something is kind of me having a hand to her being in the elimination pool. She straight up said, I have a disconnect with you. And it was solidified that day when you said that in front, put me on blast in front of your friends. And then he said, just kind of bring the strength down in the room to him. He said, oh, I'm an alpha. I don't know how to be weak. Can you take me out? Look, I can throw on some dresses and stuff. Trust me, body is everything. I got it. I just don't show it, but it's all there. After the alpha comment, David was like, there was a super intense conversation, bro. Super intense. The S felt like it was an up and down thing. Like, and remember when Liz was saying, you know, and I thought David was saying that I'm going slow. The one thing I did like what the ex said, you know, being a certain type of way in private, being some type of way in public, it is very important when you are a couple. If you are talking and saying things to each other, you build this trust. Like, oh, I can say this in front of my dude, or the dude I'm talking to, he's not gonna say anything. That all of a sudden you getting around the people you're talking about or whatever's going on, that all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, you know what she said last night. You'd be like, what? So there is no safe place is what I think Liz is trying to communicate. At least not for her. She doesn't feel comfortable. If she's telling you how she feels and you up and do that, no. So let's go on to Miss Kyra. Hey mama. Miss Kyra and Jason. Now her ex must couldn't be there because they were talking to him virtual. And there was a few things that was said that I don't think that Jason liked. And that was the financial aspect or the communication. Well, the fact of the matter is, I think when the ex said, you know, she has a little issue with the financial thing. My thing is this: you're judging her because yes, she's a lawyer and she has it together, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing going on or there's some things that she may want to work on. But that alone should not make you throw it, you know, because I felt like after that, he just up on 10 when it came to Liz. And we have, and I'm going to say it, my favorite couple. But towards the end here now, whatever. Amber and Chris, okay? So Amber and Chris sit down with her ex. And Chris was getting a vibe. I didn't get the vibe at first that something was going on deeper, like something had happened or whatever. Well, come to find out, Amber's ex actually likes men. And that was their bridge they had to cross. And Amber says she had to be there for him, even though I'm pretty sure she was hurt, confused, a lot of different things. And to me, I respect her 100%. The fact that they still can have a conversation, still be cool, come meet her ex or whatever, they probably became really good friends. You know? Another thing that Jason did not like is that the communication. You know, the ex said that Kyra will let stuff linger. I guess Jason is real kind of like opens up a lot. I really, you know, I don't know, but I do know that the conversation, communication, and money. Now, when Amber and Chris was eating, this is a couple. When I say they was eating, baby, Chris had that burger and was going in. Amber was, baby, I don't know if the ex was, oh yeah, he was eating too. They was eating. I love this show because sometimes you'll see a show like they're having dinner, but you see no food. You're like, bro, where's the food? So him being there talking to Chris and Amber, I think it made Chris look at Amber in a way different light. It really did. She went through a lot, it seems like. And the fact that she is trying to open up and show this different side of her and things that happened to her, So Jason, because I'm going back before I do notes. Jason is worried about money, like is she gonna splurge on some shoes instead of paying the bill, pretty much. And I do understand that men and women, they worry and think about the financial aspect of a situation, because if you're gonna be with somebody, finances is very important. This is true. Finances are very, very important. Okay, I get it, but I don't want him to judge her based on that, because for me, y'all act like y'all I like this girl, then one girl say something wrong, I'm going to the other one I like I don't like that. I will admit that I don't like that. It's like you must didn't like me in the first place, the way I look at it. And even the ex looking at Amber and Chris, the ex is looking at them like, you guys are a couple. Because at first I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but I do see it. I do see it. And Chris is a straight up dude, because when he was sitting there, he was like, what is going on with y'all? Because y'all are acting. And so him coming out and saying that, I wanted men, and had to tell her that, and we was in a middle relationship. That's why I said I respect Amber 100%, because I know that could not have been easy for her to do. That could not have been easy for her to have to deal with that and still be cool. Because some women have been like, I ain't got no. And she still was able to be there for him. So, I don't know. I was not, I wasn't like, oh my God. I wasn't expecting him to say that. Now, mind you, I didn't know what the secret was or what was going to say. I was actually scared. I was like, Lord, don't tell me she's going to say she want to be with him. I was like, woo. But Chris feels more comfortable around her than before, because the opening up. When you're opening up to a person that you're trying to get to know, that is everything to that person, because it's like you're telling me who you really are. You're not like faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? But Amber said, would I do it again? She said, H to the no. Even when they kiss, it seems very natural to me. It does. So, the ladies are headed back to, and I guess that Tommy's house is going to be the new lounge, because Tommy said the new lounge. They even have lounge on the door of the places in Houston. She said, you coming to the new lounge. No, I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. Too far ahead. I'm so sorry. I skipped the date. We have a double date. Now, that's what I want to get into about this Liz thing. We got AJ and we have Alexis Fly. And then we have Jason and we have Liz. Now, what I see about Jason body language, he's holding Liz's hand. He's all up into her. And he even said that going on a date with Kyra, it did bring him a little closer to Liz. I know that happens. But it's like, why? I don't know. On the other hand, Alexis does not feel very secure or feel like that AJ's even, choosing her. She felt like that Ron was just straight up, you mine, I want you, which he kind of was. So now all of a sudden, Jason is saying that he feels confused after the date. And I'm like, what? I don't understand that. You didn't have any of this confusion. Am I saying that right? Any kind of confusion at all. The part tripped me out, though, is that when he got up to her to give her a kiss, I'm like, Liz, I can't with you. Liz say, she said, look, I know you've kissed Kyra. So let's, and I done got in trouble already with that one kiss and cheek. Let me go ahead and do the cheek. I was like, all right, Liz. I feel like that in this episode that, I don't know, Alexis Fly, I feel like it was like an emotional situation with the religion. Even when Tommy was talking to her, it just touched me because it's like, religion means something to her, and it's like, how can I be with this man if we, I can't see it happen. I think that's why she was getting more upset, because she doesn't think it's going to happen. That's why I think her tears was coming from. And when Tommy spoke to her about when we got this house and we prayed on everything else, it touched me. And Tommy's pretty much telling her, you're going to have to pray on that. I just felt like looking at her eyes, she seemed like she was emotional, dealing with it internally. And then even when she was sitting there with AJ, it just seemed like she's just like, you never chose me, or he never really pursued her or did anything. But then he said he didn't really claim anybody. And I'm like, what? And then out the blue, he grabs her and kisses her, and that changed everything for her. And I get that. You get the butterflies, you get the feeling, oh, he likes me. Oh, I think he I think he liked me. Sorry. Y'all know I'm about music. It was a cute date. But every time I saw Alexis, especially after the meeting with Ron, I felt like she really was into Ron. And I think that religion kind of put it over the top, where it was like, I don't think I could do it. I just don't think, but I think Ron is the one that she ultimately wanted out of him and AJ. And that's just me being honest. And I just think that it bothered her, his response. I think it bothered her throughout this whole taping, because she just seemed so down. She seemed, if you look, because her eyes, your eyes are the window into your soul. That's, if you watch her body language and how she was very serious this whole episode. Most of the time Alexis is, and I mean, we can't always be up all the time, but I'm just saying, when they show her personality, it's but this episode they could not do it, because I think she was thinking, and she was just stirring of the feelings. It was just emotional. But when AJ kissed her, it kind of broke it. And I might be wrong by everything I'm saying, but when he kissed her, it seemed like she kind of loosened up a bit. But I just think it still bothered her what Ron said. I think she wants to be with Ron. I think Ron messed up when he said what he said about the religion factor or whatever. I just do. So now let me go ahead and do this, but I was doing it first. I had skipped ahead. Sorry about that. So we go to the Miles home, which is beautiful. Lord have mercy. Let me find somebody and get me in a home like that. And I mean, it's beautiful. Okay. And I love his wife. She's also gorgeous. Their relationship period it's everything. Ooh, that kitchen is just. So they're getting together. He's pouring the wine, because they're going to spill some wine, spill some tea. Them wine glasses was freaking everything too, okay? So anyway, they're going to talk about what is going on. Let's get some tea spilled. What's happening? They always saying, I want someone to take care of me like this. And I would say to myself, I do too. They want to hear about the dates. They want to hear about what happened with the exes and everything. And like I said, I think they started with, wait a minute. Oh, one thing I did like, before we get to that, I like how Tommy gave his wife the credit. Like, he's like, half the advice, half the things I'm saying to you guys, excuse me, is this queen right here. It just seems like he puts her right here, and she's smart, and the wit is there. They match. It's just, okay. It's crazy that Venetia's ex is named David. So of course she's talking about the clingy thing. They're talking about the Joel and all that, whatever. Because he wanted clarity where they stand. I don't think Venetia like that. Let me say this. Even though it was cool and she's smiling and everything, I don't think she liked that he asked her ex, are you clingy? Which I don't know if anybody would. But anyway. So Alexis is also talking about Ron and the whole religion thing. And religion gets me emotional too. And Tommy is like, to them, like, it's nephew Tommy, Uncle Tommy, or whatever. But when you hear Tommy with his wife, and they're sitting there in an intimate setting, they're eating their, looks like waffles and chicken and syrup, and they're having these conversations, and I'm just gonna be about it. I'm gonna make it happen. She may pray, but I may just go away. I'm not gonna all this whatever. And you trying to develop a relationship. I feel like Tommy was feeling her like, you can't be with this man. I'm not saying that Ron can't be not as religious as her and they can't be together. But the way she looks at it as a man leading their home, religion is a part of it. So when he asked her, how does it make you feel different about Ron, her whole face was just, I don't know. And then he chose her, remember. Now the one that didn't chose you, I wonder how AJ is as far as religion. Me, myself, I think that she really, really, really wanted Ron. And it made me feel bad. I teared up a bit when I saw her crying. And even when they was talking to her in her confessionals, it looked like she had been crying when she had the pretty purple with the earrings. It looked like she was crying then, because I can just tell that this is very important to her, and it bothered her so bad. His responses and how flighty he was about everything. I'm not saying that you gotta be all like hallelujah all the time. I'm not saying that. Whew. It gave me the shivers because he was getting emotional talking about it. I was sitting there saying, Lord, y'all about to have me here crying, Jesus, in this car. I was watching on my break. So could we come to Liz? Liz, come on with the bow. Talking about her ex, Clarence, with his Clarence. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to talk about him too much because I want his number. But I'm probably not his type. I mean, my short natural hair. I got tattoos everywhere. She told the ladies, and she told Tommy and his wife about what was said. She didn't have to tell him anything about that kiss. I'm happy she said it out loud because she did not have to tell him. But she chose to because I really do believe she respected him so much. And how they was coming together and developing. And all of his spiritual roots, like she said, it had my heart. But now she's saying, I'm pulling back. She's pulling back. That's why all of a sudden now, Jason and Liz doing the same thing. Liz pulling back from him. I'm sorry, pulling back from David and going to Jason. And Jason pulling back from Cairo, which Cairo don't even know that. Hold up. So when Tommy asked him, who would you, if today was the day, who you going to pick? Liz said Jason. And Kara didn't like that. She said, I know y'all have a connection, but I'm just going to focus on what we got going on. But Anisha said Joel. And of course, Amber, is going to pick Chris. Alexis, they asked her, and she just was like, so she's talking about the AJ and the date with Liz and Jason. And so I think that's who she's going to choose. I told you guys, this is pivotal. I feel like that this whole situation is different. As far as after this meet the exes, I think it made them choose who they really want to talk to at this point. We're getting to the end here. So the two in the bottom of the pool, I called the elimination pool. You know that already. The elimination pool is Ron and David. Now I told you guys I knew David would be in the bottom pool. But let me say something to you guys. I'm thinking this is going to be a double elimination. And let me tell you why. So, when the whole thing happened, when they was going to meet up with David and Ron, right? Okay, when David walked up and Ron walked up. No, actually, I'm sorry. When Ron walked up, it seemed like regular. They was talking or whatever. Liz said some key words. She said, "I'm nervous about seeing David. I haven't talked to him in a while." Did you hear what I said? She said, "I haven't talked to him in a while." And you remember, if you see any of my interviews, they all said that, we talk outside of the show and things of that nature. But these conversations both were intense. So at the same time, Alexis is talking to Ron, being transparent and telling her feelings. He felt some type of way too. And I mean too, because both him and him. She's telling him it's condescending what you were saying about your statement about the religion. And it just seemed like it wasn't, I think that he gets it, but I don't think he gets why it was hard for Alexis to receive what he said. Because she has her son, and she wants him to be, and I understand that. I really get that. And at first he was starting out okay, I get divine masculine, I get all that. Dismissing prayer is very insensitive, and he just seems like church is just not his thing. But do not judge somebody else because they want to be that. Now, when Liz is sitting there with David and they're trying to, I feel like, this is my opinion, I feel like that David knew he was going to be eliminated. He jumps in and says, "I want to leave, let me." She says, "It's been a long time since I talked to you. No, please. Liz, let me." "No, sweetheart." He stands up. She stands up. "Let me talk this time, Liz." I'm like, bro, what is happening right now? So Lexi tells them this whole time, you've been my number one. And it rubbed her wrong way. And all of a sudden he's like, it's almost like you were looking for validation. Look, y'all, I just don't understand. And then he said, "What could you offer me? You can't offer me anything." I was like, what is going on with Ron and David? Both of you guys coming with the effery. Now, I'm not finna cut, but I'm gonna say fugazi. Straight up. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When Liz was trying to talk to you, you're standing up. You're going like this. This is aggressive to me. He's saying, "Liz, I want to express myself to you." She's saying, "Let me finish. I know you're a gentleman. You keep interrupting me. Let me finish." Then she tried to say, she said, "Well, you are a gentleman. Let me speak." I think she got a little bit out when she said, "The ladies and I," it seems like, and then he kind of, when she was standing there, she was like, "David, I'm trying to talk to you." I'm going to tell you what I think. But the next episode is they're going to try to do the resort. And last year they were on a resort. So now they're going to be on a ranch. And when I say that Liz and Jesse getting closer, ain't no cheek. Venetia going to be going off on Joelle. And I don't want to say that Alexis is going off on Amber, but she is saying, "Now I'm looking at you like a Judas. I feel betrayed by you." Now, I don't know. They could be just having a conversation. I don't know what's going on with that, because I didn't think she dated anybody. But then I forgot. They all had dates, and they all said they had dates that we don't know about. So maybe it has something to do with it. But let me say this so I can close this out. I broke it down for you guys today. David, a man standing up to a woman is aggressive. And Liz is a very tall, statured woman herself, but she's standing up and she's being as much of a lady as she can. "David, I'm trying to talk to you. Me and the ladies," and I would just straight said it, "You going home. Okay? The ladies think you are not ready for love. Since you would not let me get the words out, it gotta sound like this now." I think it's going to be a double elimination. This is my opinion. This is what I feel. Now, if it's not, they want to give Ron a chance to compete for whatever. But I have a feeling that it's a double elimination. There is nobody that is feeling Ron except for Alexis. There was nobody feeling David except for Liz. You guys voted off Trista and Stacy weeks ago. Oh, I haven't forgot. So, with that being said, the women are due for double elimination. So, guess what? Ron and David are probably going home. I do not, it says to be continued, so it's a cliffhanger. I do not know what's going on. Both of them are coming aggressively. I mean, Ron is not coming as aggressive with Alexis as David is. I'm not saying anyone's going to do anything, but I'm trying to understand why David is coming so aggressive with Liz. I listened to the whole thing, and of course, we don't know everything. There's still gray areas that I don't know about either side, so I'm not judging anybody. But just watching the show, and of course, you know I can only go by what I'm seeing on the show. By the way, I'm interviewing Ron next week, so he may not be able to tell me what happened next episode, but I will be asking him about this episode. So, anyway, I think they're both getting eliminated. That's my opinion. David, I don't know what's going on. She was trying to tell you that it was over, or that the ladies want to eliminate you. That's what I'm thinking. That maybe David knew. Maybe because who was that? Amber on here where she said we're not supposed to tell anybody. Now somebody may have put him in his ear. David, you being eliminated tonight. Somebody may have put a bug in Ron's ear. You being eliminated tonight. Because they both were so freaking aggressive, bro. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Woo! That should tell you how much I want to break this show down. 42 minutes I've been doing this. Anyway, y'all. That's it. I'm done.